But speaking of older content, because while this second season came out, we're mostly talking about the first one.
Mhm. Oh, you muted at the wrong time.
Darn it! So the cough was audible, but my words were not.
Yeah.
Darn it! Oh
Yeah.
well. Okay. So we haven't done this where we kind of were midnight's edging it for a while.
hmm
But I thought this was interesting because it tied into my own gaming experience recently. Um, so Daniel, you know how about 10 years ago everybody decided they wanted to be the next what's the name of that one space game?
Mass Effect?
Not
No.
Mass Effect.
Um,
The
no
one that the
Man's No Man's Sky.
no it
Oh.
was the Destiny.
Oh,
Everybody wanted
Destiny.
to be the next Destiny. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants to have that forever game where you just keep coming out with new content for Fortnite or for Minecraft or for Roblox,
Yeah.
and you capture an audience who just wants to keep coming back and playing the same thing. Well, guess what? It worked.
Yeah.
Eh, And this is probably explaining the failure of things like the, the last Saints Row game, and the and Suicide Squad killed the Justice League and things like that because there's
Mhm.
only so many hours in the day for your forever games.
Right. Yeah.
But so interesting things. The combined console and PC gaming market made about $93.5 billion in revenue last year,
Well,
which with mobile is probably easily would easily double that, but it's a different market, so it's
yeah.
um, see the market. While the market itself grew by 2.6% in 2023, the majority of playtime was spent on established titles rather than newer releases. The report's
Shocking.
findings reveal a striking statistic. Just 66 titles accounted for a staggering 80% of all playtime in 2023.
Wow.
What's even more telling is that 60% of this playtime was dedicated to games 6 years or older.
Mm.
So, and also, a lot of the time that was for new games was from annualized games like Madden or NBA. So, do those really qualify as new games?
Yeah.
Only 8% of playtime was devoted to new, non annual releases such as Diablo 4 or Baldur's Gate 3,
Mm.
which I am currently working on. Well, this ties into my own gaming experience recently where I dusted off Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 because I realized that, to my shock, a game that came out in 2016 had been updated with characters and transformations from Dragon Ball Superheroes from 2022,
Yeah.
which is part of what got me thinking about this. It's like, yeah, I'm picking this game off that I haven't played for a long time,
Mm.
and why hasn't there been a Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3? Because it's not like the Xenoverse 2 is unsuccessful, considering that one of the items I got for picking the game up on Xbox, I played on a PC originally, but I wanted to play it on console instead.
Yeah.
Um, but I got it. I got the special item, which was these glasses that represented 10 million unit sales on a silly Dragon Ball uh, make your own original character do not steal time travel game.
Yeah.
Like, why would they bother making a Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 and making the huge established install base start over and possibly fragment things and not have them join them?
Yeah.
Because for what the game is, the game looks perfectly fine.
Mm.
The systems are mostly intact. I think some of the more broken moves that I used to use to cheese the computer have been patched a bit.
Uh,
Um, you don't just your character can go Super Saiyan just like before, but now if you unlock it, and that's what I'm working on right now, you can also go Super Saiyan God. So
mm.
it's like when I last played it, you couldn't do that. It's like, oh, okay, because I thought, okay, well, they had the new movie where they introduced the Super Saiyan Blue God stuff, and yeah, they have Goku and Vegeta with that, but they're never going to open that up for the players. That turned out to be wrong.
Oh.
because I had assumed it was going to have a normal development cycle of being abandoned after a few years,
Yeah.
and this is happening more and more. Where just once like we don't really have console generations anymore. Like
Mm,
Xbox One, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5,
yeah.
basically the same console, just with you know upgunned interiors, but the
Yeah.
actual software is the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I watched your boy Zach video where he was playing the last Arkham Knights game,
Mm.
and they now have DLC to play as Robert Pattinson's Batman.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's a it surprised him when he found out that well, considering that it was like a 7-year gap between when that game came out when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Uh, So it's like no wonder AAA gaming is in trouble, considering that you managed. Congratulations, a few people managed to establish their forever games, and everybody else is competing for scraps.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ninja says the only games he bought and planned to play was Unicorn Overlord, and I never heard that one.
That one's interesting. It's kind
Yeah.
of a friend of mine was showing it to me. It's kind of a oh, what's that one Nintendo game series with Marth and everything?
Mm.
I've never played it myself. Fire
Oh,
Emblem. Thank
Fire
you.
Emblem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Fire Emblem-y type of game where it's like it's sprite based, and you have units that you set up and send them into battle and they auto battle.
Mm. Okay.
But it's very slick looking. And so I was just thinking about my own gaming experience. I mean, last year my top games on Xbox I played, well, it was let's see, my top three were Persona 5, which was a new game last year, but it was remake of a game from 2016 originally, so
Yeah.
like wasn't really a new game. Uh, then next up was MechWarrior 5, which was several years old at that point,
Hmm.
and then Vampire Survivor, which is also an old, like a couple years old. So I think they've managed to. It's like somebody could have told them, hey, when you make it so that people want to, like, when every game is designed to be all right to play for like long periods of time,
Yeah.
you're not going to have people really like jumping in to buy every new release. Shocking, I know.
Yeah.
I guess all I can say is that congratulations, game industry, you played yourself.
Yeah. 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 It doesn't seem to be getting any better, unfortunately.
No.
With like I think was it Xbox that had to. I think it was Xbox that had to lay off a bunch of people.
Basically, at this point, everybody's had to do big layoffs. So PlayStation just had to lay off like 900 people.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, part of it is that they over purchased when they. It's like during pandemic, they decided that it was going to be like that forever. So
Mm,
you need
mm,
to be ready for a life where everybody has to live inside all the time.
yeah. And Ninja's hoping Hellblade 2 will be good.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that's a good game for everybody.
Mm,
I will say that it's irrelevant to me since I don't have a PlayStation. So,
mm,
but that's basically all I had to say was that I've it seems like other people are in the same category as me, where occasionally rather than learning a new game, it's just like I hear there've been some updates for this one. Let's give this one a shot.
yeah.
Wait, oh,
Oh,
okay. No, I'm sorry. Hellblade 2 is that's the Norse one, right?
yeah. Yeah. Helldivers is the one I think you're thinking of.
Actually, I was thinking about that one with the Korean player or model with
Oh,
the
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I,
Okay,
I I I may get a PS5 just so I can play that.
you'll have to give us a thorough review, Tom or Daniel.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I will. Yeah.